Okay, let's see. Looks like we're live. Alright, let's get rolling. Okay, greetings, Varlets. I'm Interrogator Rosario Diaz, as Lady Marcholme of the Order Hereticus, and welcome to Looking Cute and Drawing Minis. I'm coming at you live from the grim dark future, currently broadcasting from the high world of Rago. The theme music for the stream is, of course, Lament and Hope by the venerable liturgist Adam Bell. We also have music for Warhammer 40k Mechanicus, is composed by Guillaume David and the copyright of Bulwark Studios, and music for Warhammer 40k Darktide, which is composed by Jesper Kyd and the copyright of Fat Shark Games. All of the music provided to us by filmmusic.io and basebay.com. And today we're continuing to paint the Deathworld, or should I say draw the Deathworld Agent. For my Inquisitorial Agents kill team. The one I'm a part of. Alright. Let's go ahead and open up my where is it here? Krita? Yeah, that's the program I use, by the way, to draw. I use Krita. Just shifting some things a little bit here. Just so I can see the chat while I'm drawing. Does it still look good? Let me move some things around here. There we go. Okay, where is my reference? Alright. So, before I get started, make sure I can see my brush here. I'm gonna try to do another once over of the main figure drawing, just so that I can... I'm not too happy with the pose as of yet. So I'm gonna make another layer and try to just block out the shapes. Wrong color. And we have Zine coming in. Hey, Zine, how's it going? Going good? How you been? Yeah, right now I'm just trying to block in the shapes a little bit better. This time with a full brush, just so I can get that silhouette. I just practicing of my sketch work over the week, and I wasn't happy with how this turned out. As he says, I've been fine. How are you? I'm doing great. I really can't complain. I've had a good week so far. Yeah, I've just been doing a lot of painting on my own. I've been working on this, what's it called? Kill team for, well, not kill team, but a gang for Necromunda. And we got headphone actor saying hello. Hi, headphone. How you doing? Doing good. What you been up to? And he says, "Oh right, I see your kit bashes, right? Yeah, not exactly my kit bashes, though I did a lot of that during the weekend. I mean, during the week. I spent a lot of time putting minis together and painting this one cultist that I got for my own, what's it called? My own Necromunda gang." And Headphone says, "I'm fine, just doing some 3D kit bashing for my Krieg." Oh, nice. Yeah, I think you showed me a couple of the pictures. They're looking pretty good. And, oh, sorry, you said doing an arty team as an artillery team? And you said managed to track down a creation of the OG Earthshaker from Forge World that has been out of production for years, so looking forward to printing it. Ooh, nice. And then you said, yes, artillery team. Okay, cool. Okay, let's see if we can shape this up a little bit better. In fact, I'm gonna make those arms a separate layer.
Padre nuestro que estás en el cielo, santificado sea tu nombre. Venga tu reino, hágase tu voluntad en la tierra como en el cielo. Danos hoy nuestro pan de cada día. Perdona nuestras ofensas, como también nosotros
And we have the original Chaos Hunter saying, Greetings, Agent Livas. Hey, how you doing, original Chaos Hunter? How you been? It doesn't seem like you're a new stream. I mean, a new to our channel. So, hey, welcome back. I don't remember the name though. It might have been a while, but welcome back. Welcome back. How you been? Oh, and Matthew Rice Seeker. Hey, how you doing, Matthew? How's everything going? He says howdy. Howdy to you too, sir. Long time no see, at least during the stream. I've definitely caught you over at, other streams like Halbernacht. Yeah, I was very surprised to hear that you're also a VTuber. So I had to make sure to subscribe. And you said, do we have any other moots? What do you mean moots? Sorry, I don't know that term. And said, definitely stream like once a week. Ah, okay. Mutual streamers we watch. Well, I think we both watch... what's her name? Aurelia, don't we? So I would say that's another mute. Then Chaos Hunter says, it's been a bit. I've been fair to ugly, thank you. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, it hasn't been all that great. But yeah, today we are drawing the next member of my entourage. As you well know, I am an interrogator with the Ordo Hereticus. So my plan is to have a full team for a kill team that you can then play with yourself. But first, I gotta make all the characters. And we got Stratus saying ahoy, Rosario. Hey, Stratus, how you doing? And Matthew says, networking is interesting, like follow people that stream raids into. That stream is raid into. Oh, yes, yes, for sure. I've definitely caught a few streamers that way. Yeah, like that. And see, right now I'm just kind of walking out the shapes. All right. So we have the body. I'll try to block out where the arms are gonna be. And then we have Visa saying hello. Hi, Visa. How's it going? And Original Chaos Hunter says, oh no, self-deprecating humor about my appearance. Ah, gotcha. Well, hey, no, you've been hunting chaos for a while, so it obviously takes its toll. Let's see where these arms gonna go. There could be some overlap, that's why I figured it's probably best to maybe not that high. Maybe not that high up. Yeah, think about here, maybe. But yeah, what's everybody been up to this week? And Original Chaos Hunter says, I drew up my hunters when I was 13. I'm pushing mid-40s now. So yeah, I've been at it a while now that you mentioned it. It's okay. Age is just a state of mind. And Zine says, seems like you're more confident today compared to last time. Like I said, I had some practice over the week, so hopefully that'll show in the drawing. But thank you. Still not feeling 100% confident. And then Master White Secret says, looking for an STL for Artillery Witch. Since every time I print the one from Trash Crusade Kickstarter, it fails. Oh, you should see Headphone Actor about that. He's got quite a few STLs of the, what's it called? The, Artillery Witch, yeah. So check him out. He's actually on stream right now. I'm pretty sure he can link you to plenty of good STLs for the Trench Crusade stuff. He's a big fan of it. He's working on a few things. My recap's going cold. And Original Chaos Hunter says, been working on Assault on Black Reach Orcs and job hunting. Assault on Black Reach. Are those the what was it, 8th edition? The box that came for 8th edition? And then Vice says, because it was voted in one company, Bulkmancer, did a full-size statuette of the Tilted Witch. I saw that. Really good-looking statuette for sure. Alright, I think I've blocked out that arm better now. And Moriwar saying, wasn't Blackreach like 5th or older? It might be older. I was just guessing. That's the one that came with the older box of Space Marines and orcs, right? Because I think I had that box. I just didn't know what edition it was. Might have to do this arm. A separate file or a separate layer. Nope, wrong brush. There'll be a bit more of a bicep here. And let's, like I said, draw up wire. Original Chaos Hunter says 5th edition. Yeah, 4th was Battle for McCraig. Then 6th was 6th and 7th was Dark Vengeance. But which was the one that came with the Orcs and the Space Marines? But again, before Primaris. Because like I said, I have that box still, though I sold off the Orcs. And the Space Marines, I still have them there, but they're kind of really old. And I'm not proud of the kit bashing I did for that one. Alright, that arm is looking a lot better now. And Bodywire says Blackreach, and so did Matthew Riceseeker. Oh no, he said Battle for Blackreach. Okay, no, they both said the same thing. And then Zine says, talking about Church Crusade, I really like the aesthetic of the Iron Sultanate. What about you guys? I haven't found a faction that I quite click with. I think the closest that I've come to has been maybe the what's it called? The trench programs. Mostly because I saw somebody do some models of the trench programs looking like El Penitente or the Penitent from Blasphemous. And I'm like, okay, I would totally do that. So I might get into Trench Crusade and print those out if I ever get myself a 3D printer. Alright, I think we have a pose, ladies and gentlemen. My original Chaos Hunter said 2nd edition and 5th edition had Orcs and Space Marines. So it must have been 5th edition then. And Strata says might or will, lol. Well, we'll see. And like I said, I need a 3D printer first. Okay, and Bolivar says, I talked to the creators at Adepticon. They are going to be adding more. Prussians are confirmed. Nice. What I want to see is the Americas. What is going on with the Americans since I'm guessing they never got colonized? So if they got some natives, like particularly islanders, I'm all gonna be for that. That might be my faction. If they get some islanders in there, yeah. Some native islanders, yeah, for sure. Okay, and Matthew White says, I got used to my old Cador models for the war pilgrimage of the Saint Methodius French pilgrims. You're gonna have to show me what that is. I have no idea what that is. And Matthew Weisicker then said, Prussians have rules now. Nice. They have anti-tank greatsword. I've heard of those. That's pretty crazy. And Motivore says, based And Bolivar says a Trans-Crusade Aztec Empire would go hard. Oh yeah, I would totally get some Aztec Trans-Crusade guys for sure. And Mathematics, the thing about the Americas is that the forces of hell have access to submarines. Yeah, because they're supposed to be kind of like Germany, right? Because they have a very German aesthetic as far as their cultists, I guess, are concerned. Alright, let's go ahead and start drawing up some lines. I am liking how this is looking so far. The idea here is that in this arm, she's gonna have an auto pistol, and in this arm, she's gonna be holding a halberd. Then I have her. I had the idea to make her be holding a, well, in her belt area, she's gonna have a knife, just like here, because the rules for the character, for the Deathworld Veteran Agent, is that he's got a pole arm and an auto pistol. Those are his weapons. So she's gonna have that same loadout. As the White Secret says, so contact with the Americas is an option, but as far as framing, they might never touch on the fate of the Americas to center on the conflict on the forces of the Levant versus Hell. Yeah, that would be fun, but that's why, because of the fact that it's sort of set in the real world, quote unquote, obviously an alternate universe version of the real world. I, being of Latin descent, really want to play as some form of Latin. And I could go with the conquistador look that I've already gone with my Tempestus Scions, but like I said, I already kind of did that with my Tempestus Scions, and I want to try something a little bit more Caribbean. And Mathematicus is like, they don't go into Asia except for the Near East. And then Mathematicus says, yeah, it's hard finding games that aren't Eurocentric. You'd be surprised. You'd actually be surprised. I know that there's a game out there that it's called the Wild Americas or something like that, but it's native against native battles. You got the Aztecs, you got the Native Americans from America. I think you have Mayans, and they're all going up against each other. The cool thing is the Aztecs are necromancers, so they have zombies. Really cool game. Let me see if I can find it here real quick. Oh yeah, it's Warlord Games. Oh yeah, it's called Mythic Americas. Here, I'm gonna post a link. All right, Sorry, I messed up there. Silhouette looks like she's about to bust a move. Yeah, isn't she? And Mr. Gray Browning, hey, Mr. Gray Browning, how you been? He says, good vibes. Hope all is well. Yeah, thank you. Hope all is well with you too. And then Mr. Gray Browning says, praise Lorgar. World leader lover, I say. Welcome. You are welcome here, good sir, despite your affiliations to heretical bands. This is sort of a free ground for all people. What do you call that? A neutral ground. There we go. Neutral ground for all lovers of all factions. Even though I am a Mechanicus aligned player, There is no hate here. And Matthew Whiteseeker says, if anything, I liked War Machine Hordes. The Gatorman Pharaoh had a Caribbean influence. I don't remember seeing those, but I'm not to look those up. And Mr. Gray Browning says, word bearer, I'ma get you. Hey, right here, like I said, neutral ground. But on the battlefield, we'll see. Okay, Master Red Seeker says, Gator Men with voodoo vodkas. Yeah, I'll have to look that up. The Gatormen, that is. Okay, above he said, Ovisa said, that they were in the Horde side as mercenaries. Oh, neat. Yeah, like I said, I'm gonna have to check that out. Anyway, yeah, let me go ahead and actually start putting some lines on here. And Matthew Whiteseeker says, think voodoo zombies. Ah, I gotcha. Let's lower the opacity on these armor a little bit. And, Seneca saying hello. Hey, ¿cómo estás? ¿Todo bien? Hey, how you doing? Thank you for visiting. Thank you, thank you. And, so guys, all I can say in Spanish is see. Doing good. Hey, but yeah, Zeneca is also a miniature painter. So yes, definitely check out his stuff and go ahead and give him a shout out here. Oh, I guess I can't do that. Yeah, let's try this again. There we go. And at Seligasid, A7 Seligas, should I say? It says, it's fine, just here to chill. Okay, cool. Well, hey, welcome. Today, I'm primarily painting the next member of my warband. And because right now I have myself as the interrogator of the Inquisitorial kill team. Then I have Milady Inquisitor Marcholme, which she's technically not part of the kill team because she is a Inquisitor, so she is too high ranking for that position. So I fill in the slot of the interrogator, but I need to start filling up my warband. So this is my Deathworld Veteran Agent. And right now just kind of penciling out the lines, trying to figure out exactly what the model's going to look like, giving the pose a good feel. And then, like I said, we're working through it. And Seneca says, sounds cool. Wish I could do digital art. Well, hey, don't worry. I wouldn't say I'm the greatest artist either. Unfortunately, my drawing skills have been getting rusty over the years. I don't do a lot of it. I wish I did. Unfortunately, I get very frustrated very easily with my drawing. But yeah, as far as my Deathworld Veteran Agent, she is from a planet, which is called, Mahir. Yeah, she comes from a planet called Mahir. And in this planet, it's very much like Katachan in the fact that it's a very dangerous jungle world. But the difference with Mahir is that there is a bigger population of insectoid creatures. So the veterans from this world actually use a lot of the chitin, in other words, the exterior shells of all these gigantic insectoid creatures and use it for armor. So she's gonna have sort of this chitinous insectoid. Think Tyrannid armor. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe she's gotten some Tyrannid as part of her armor design. Again, she is a veteran after all. So maybe she's even fought some Tyrannids and made armor out of them. Where am I? Oh yeah, there I am. And Celica says, this is random, but Mahir in my language means specialist. Haha. Oh, what language is that? And Magic by Seeker says, Recently, I got gifted some Starship Troopers arachnids. Nice. The Matthew White Seeker says those could be neat as non-Tyranid bug bits. Yeah, exactly. Are you gonna like try to use them for anything? And Selika says Malay. Oh, very nice. And Ragion sings Hola por favors. How you doing, Ragion? How you been? What you been up to? All right, we kind of have the pose right there. I'm already liking this a lot more than last week's. And Rakion says, building a crap ton of terrain, painting Angron's wings, and trying out board games I thought I bought from like anime cons. And Rakia says, body looking good and muscular. Yes, because she's a veteran of a Deathworld, again, like the Katachan, she's gonna be quite muscular. They deal with massive creatures. Alright, let's see if we can actually start get some nice lines. We try a different angle here. Try to draw anything smooth. It's usually pretty difficult. At least for me it is. There we go. First try. And Zine says, here comes the part where artists redraw the same line for hundreds of time. Yeah.
Accende lumen sensibus in funda morem cordibus, infirma nostri corporis virtute firmans perpeti. Postem repellas longius, pacemque dones propinus, ductores icte praedio vicenus omne noxium. Pertesciamus la patrem nostramus atque
And Matthew Rice Seeker says, I mean, mini painters literally watch paint dry. That is true. And Z says, this is why I can't draw. Just don't have enough patience. Yeah, I don't have much patience either. That's probably why I don't draw as much as I should.
in seculorum saecula. Amen.
And Matthew Whiteseeker says, different kind of manual dexterity to exercise. Yeah, it is. I definitely find it a lot easier to paint minis than it is to draw. And I find painting minis to be very relaxing, while I find drawing to be very stressful. I am not liking how that art's coming out. I think I got it. Yeah, there we go. And Moriwar says, watching the paint dry is why I paint multiple minis at a time. Do one coat, move on to a different mini. Yeah, assembly line painting can be very good. And Rekio says, I think with how I already feel about painting, if I drew, I'd throw my desk out the window. Yeah, I don't blame you. Let me try something different here. That did it. I think that did it. And here we go. Original Chaos Hunter says, if you don't mind, when did you take the 40k plunge and what drew you to it? That is a good question. I've known about Warhammer 40k since I was very little. I remember going into a Witches of the Coast store when I was a kid and being shown around and then seeing a catalog for the Warhammer 40k line of miniatures. And I was looking through it and I'm like, oh wow, this is so cool. I had never seen anything like it. And I fell in love with it pretty quickly. But I didn't actually step into Warhammer 40k immediately. I just thought it was something cool that I remember seeing from that one time in that one store. And I kept the catalog because they were handing them out. So I would see the minis on there, but I never bought into them. And over the years, I've played some of the video games here and there, like Space Hulk 2. I've played a little bit of Dawn of War 2. And eventually I played a little bit of the other ones, but that was a little bit more once I really getting into the fandom. I didn't really fully take the plunge into Warhammer 40k until I started reading the books. And when I read the books, it was on recommendation. And I was recommended the Caiaphas Cain novels. And it was the Caiaphas Cain novels that really started getting me into it. Like, I love the world building. I love the setting and the character of Cain. Really made it accessible to me for me to get into it. And that's when I learned about the faction of the Mechanicus. And that's how I started getting into them. So I would say that's how I went about it. And Sonica says, I wish they made a Dawn of War 3. No, that current one doesn't exist. Yeah, a lot of people don't like that one. And Original Chaos Hunter says, Sandy Mitchell is an excellent author. Yes, he is. Though I feel like lately, Cain is getting a little bit played out. Unfortunately, I believe the last good one was his, pretty much what would be the unofficial end to Cain. I wish I could remember the name of the book. But then when he started making, books after that, I feel like he was kind of spinning his wheels and going over old ground. Say I remember the name of that book. Okay, yeah, simply called Cain's Land. Yeah, Cain's Last Stand. I think that's the one. And Matthew Wright Secret says, yeah, only so many times you can rehash the same recipe of Caiaphas Cain hijinks. Yeah, I know. It's like they brought back that one character who became a Slaneshi demon prince, and I'm like, wait, why is she back? Like demon princes or anything that gets banished, it should take centuries before they can come back. And yet she was coming back so much quicker than everybody else. I'm like, nah, he just wanted to bring back an old character. That's it. So like I said, I was starting to lose interest with Kane after that. I think that Last Stand was probably the last good book that Kane had. Alright, let's see if I can do this. It's thigh, well not thigh, but calf muscle that's giving me some problems. There we go. Do it the opposite way. At first you don't succeed, turn it around. Chaos Hunter says, have you read Mitchell's novels based around the Dark Heresy RPG? I've been dying to. Once I found out he had written more books, I've been wanting to get my hands on them. I have them on my Amazon wish list, but I haven't read them yet. Are they any good? Have you read them? I feel like going backwards is helping me a whole lot better than going forwards. And Original Chaos Hunter says, I have both. They are very good. Okay, I'll definitely have to check it out then. Okay, leave that there for now. Okay, I feel like the leg on the right, the right leg, which would be the one on the left here, is a little too long. See if I can move some stuff around here. And Mr. Gray Browning says, bro, got any advice on being a confident word-bearing warlord? Praise your gods often. And the original Chaos Hunter says, Scourge the Heretic, innocence proved nothing. Unfortunately, these are the only novels. I don't know if the background of the RPG expands on the story or not. I do have the RPG book. It's really good. I like it a lot. And it's got quite a bit of fluff on there, especially with the worlds. And Mr. Gray Brownie says, my warband calls me copious. I don't argue or bicker with other warlords. I mean, that bickering and arguing isn't necessarily a word bearer trait. Of the word bearers, I would say is faith. And Mr. Gray Browning says, I'm the only Warbear player, the Black Legionary, and I wear a whip on my name. That's a shame. What do you mean you're the only word bearer player? And Mr. Gray Browning says, the context is we play Black Crusade every Friday. Huh, okay. Okay, now let's see if we can get that head just right. So far, I think we got the body. The head is the thing that's been plaguing me since about last stream. And Matthew Wayseeker says, as a VTuber, what are your thoughts on the recent corporal graduations? Hololive mainly. I hope that whatever, primarily because Gura is the one I guess most people are talking about. Gura and, come on, I want to see that. Gura and Mume, I think it was. What I think about it is that I really wish that, I really hope that they come back with their own personas. Because I feel like right now we are in an era where you don't need to do anything corporate. I feel like the obsession with corporatized art and media and entertainment is slowly dying out. But I feel like it's not dying off soon enough. People are still too, I guess, brainwashed, for lack of a better word. They just believe that they need to go the corporate route. And I think that if both of these VTubers came back with their own personas, they would still be making bank. I believe that they don't need the corporate backing. So I hope that they do come back, especially with the fan base they have. Maybe they won't have the same models because, unfortunately, those have been sort of bought and paid for by the corporations. But I believe they had such a great personality, at least for what it seemed like due to their fame, that they should be able to come back on their own merit and make a good entertainment for our viewers. Okay, there was quite a few that I missed there when you guys were talking. Here we go. Mr. Gary Browning, I'm the only player of that Legion. I don't really snap back at the other Chaos Marine banter and just take it. Oh, hey, sometimes, you don't really need to engage in that kind of thing. And Z says, oh yeah, Rosario, how many characters did you plan to be in your warband/kill team? I plan to have, I believe it's a total of like 7 characters. Pretty much one for every position. Let me just double check here how many agents are in the warband for the Inquisitorial agents. Okay, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, there's 12. Okay. And original Chaos Hunters then said, RPGs aren't really my cup of tea, so I never looked into the Dark Heresy source books. The Deathwatch RPG I've heard is chock full of Deathwatch and Ordo Xenos lore and info. Yeah, I would definitely... I'm surprised they haven't done a Deathwatch game. The idea of putting different Space Marine chapters together in one team and seeing their personalities play off each other sounds like a lot of fun. And Mr. Great Browning says, I mean, we slew a Lord Inquisitor and Grey Knight Paladin. Man, what more do they want? Hey, don't worry about it. I said, just let it, wash over your back. Let them talk all the junk they want. You go ahead and keep on bearing the word. And then Matthew Ressiker says, good eye movement. Yeah, that's what, those are the ones I was thinking about. Headphone Actor says, me back. Went for food. Drawing is looking good. Thank you. Headphone, somebody here wanted to talk about, Dress Crusade and, getting himself a, good, artillery witch. So make sure to get with them if they want. What do I say? It's kind of sad that Deathwatch books can be so expensive now. Oh, I didn't know they were expensive. That sucks. I hate it when, something just starts racking up money and you don't really need, and it shouldn't be that expensive. That's what I'm getting at. And Matthew Rice Seeker then said, yeah, my Kamiyoshi random new ring came back. I don't know what that is. And Regel says, wait, Mr. Grey Brownie, you're a Warbird player? For shame. World Eaters player, by the way. Our Primarch got nerfed to the ground. Nice to meet you. So there you go. You got a fellow Chaos player who is being very nice. And the Headphone Actor says, oh, nice. Whoever you are, hit me up on Discord, huh? Headphone.actor. Original Chaos Hunter says, oh, then you should check out David Annandale's Deathwatch novels. The first is very good. The second one was okay, though. I mean, they can't all be, winners, I guess. Alright, so, we got the body. Let's go ahead and try to get this head right. Okay, Matthew Rice Seeker says, oh, would you like to hear about independent VTuber Random Hearing? Totally not a Dorito chinned scholar of a certain covered corporation. I think I've seen one or two of his clips. He looks interesting. And I don't know much about him other than he plays an orky looking character. And Bodywar says, as a Night Lord player, it is ingrained in my DNA to talk smack. As long as it's all in good fun. You know, don't do anything too personally, and you should be fine. And Zine, thank you very much for the subscription. Really appreciate it. That deserves a little commemoration here. And then Regiel says, oh no, not another one of you guys. Y'all never fight me on the tabletop. I just want to clip some Lord Wings. Looks like we got some animosity going. Again, this is a neutral ground. There should be no fighting here. Take it to the tabletop. Bodywar says, oh yeah, it's always fun in a character. And in character. That's good. And Original Chaos Hunter says, yeah, the first is very good. I shows the building of a kill team from the ground up, how they initially interact and how they then work together as a team. I cannot recommend it enough. I'll definitely have to check it out. I remember reading, well, not reading, but hearing, I think it was in the Adeptus Ridiculous podcast, that the best quote-unquote chapter for a tech marine was actually the Death Watch, because they don't feel so ostracized anymore, and they can interact very well. And I like the idea of playing a tech marine in a Death Watch. Ragion says, I wish I could play Kill Team, but my brain hurts so much learning the rules. Yeah, these war games are not easy to get into. Come on, there we go. And Moriwar says, Reagan, I actually find the rules really good, but the layout of the rule book could be a lot better. That's what, and Matthew Wayseeker then said, that's why I love Treasure Crusade so much. Everything is solved by rolling 2d6 and aiming for a 7 for actions and 9 to 12 for injury. That's it. I've heard that the gameplay is really good, but then again, I've heard that their the guy who created the gaming system of Treasure Crusade, it's the same guy who made Mordheim. And that makes me actually very excited to want to play Mordheim. I already got several ideas for warbands for Mordheim. And Matthew Whiteseeker says yes. Alright, I think I got the head here. Region says, why does that sound familiar? Mordheim is the, pretty much the Necromunda of, Warhammer Fantasy. And then Headphone Actor says, Mood, I'm still trying to learn 40k to teach my friends at least Combat Patrol. And Moriwire says, Mordheim is great. My boss is obsessed with it. Yeah, like I said, I really want to play it. I have already 2 ideas, minimum, for warbands. I have an undead idea for a warband and a dwarf idea for a warband. And I have the models in mind that I would like to then have printed out or buy separately in order to put that together. But that is a future project. Region says, funny enough, me and my brother learned 40k in like a few hours. Nice. And the Region says, I think with Kill Team, it's the terrain rules and a lot of the other stuff from what I've seen. Then Original Chaos Hunter says, Mordheim was very popular for a while. GW just didn't keep up with it. Yeah, I've heard, and I heard that it's still being played to this day. Region then says, but me and my brother might buy the starter for 40k for the terrain. You mean is that the one for the Indomitus Crusade with the Tyranid and the Space Marines? And then Matthew says, I'm upset that Warcry is basically dead in the water. I want to play some Warcry. I have some models that I want to play for Warcry. I have my Caradron Overlords, and I want to play Warcry with them. So I hope it doesn't die, because I really want to play it. And Hekaton saying, hey there, Rosario. Hey, Hekaton, how you doing? I saw you were streaming earlier today. I'm sorry I couldn't swing by and check it out. Unfortunately, I had a very busy day so far. But I hope you had a great stream. What have you been up to? Selika says, been in the Hummy for a few years now. Still never played a game. Yeah, same here. Of the times I've played games, I count in a couple of fingers. And I've been painting a lot of minis, but barely playing the games. Moriwar then says, the Kill Team starter is good for terrain. Is MDF ready to go? Oh, okay. So you mean the new one? You're talking about the new Kill Team starter? Because there's a few Kill Team starters. Like the ones where they have like 2 armies together. Or 2 warbands together, I guess. And Region then says, I see so many boxes at my locals for Warcry. It is sad. It's kind of dead. I would have played it. I've heard that gameplay-wise, it's a lot better than Kill Team. That's what I've heard. Again, I barely played it, so I don't know. And then, Region says the DG versus the Ultramarine. Oh, the Death Guard versus the Ultramarine. Okay, yeah, it's that new one. That new one. And Matthew Seeker says, wait, the new Kill Team starter has MDF terrain? Okay, let's see if I can actually get some drawing on here. Faces. That is not the brush I was using. There we go. And Moriwara says, yes, you just assembled the painting. And Moriwara says, no painting. And the original Chaos Hunter says, Sai, I just realized I didn't thank you for sharing your 40k story. Thank you. I don't know who you were thanking there, but I'm sure that person is very grateful. And Matthew Whiteseeker says, to be honest, I get more fun out of making stuff than actually playing. But building towards a goal of playing helps. I kind of agree there. It's like I said, I have a bunch of ideas for kill teams and war bands and armies. And I like to paint minis that I hope would be playable. I don't know, the idea of playing a non-playable mini just really doesn't do it for me. And then you said, no one else in my group of 3 really cares for putting effort into terrain. Yeah, unfortunately I'm one of those. I don't really care for terrain or bases. I love the way they look, but I just can't bring myself to work on them personally. I would like to someday make this really cool, have an idea for a really cool table. Primarily basing it off of Space Hulk, with a lot of hallways and tight corridors and whatnot. But again, that's gonna be a long time from now. And then Hecaton says, okay, probably back now. How is it going there, Rosario? And chat. Well, it's going good. Right now, it's still drawing. And again, I was saying that I'm sorry that I couldn't check out your stream today. I saw that you streamed. I would have loved to check it out. Unfortunately, I had a lot of work to do today, so I could not get in on there. But I hope you had a great stream. And then Matthew Wesley says, but backdrops. And then Hecaton says, good on this side of the coin. Happy to hear it. And then Moriwara says, Hecaton says, don't be sweat first. Real life before anything else. Okay, hey, thank you. And then Moriwara then says, Battlefield in a box is great for those who don't like to work on terrain. It is already painted. Nice. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and open up another. I have like 11 layers right now, all for sketching. Let me see if I can sketch some eye shapes here. to get a good idea where the eyes are gonna be. Yeah, I'm not convinced by these placements. Right now, what I'm thinking is I would like to have the pose that she's got the knife in her mouth. I think her like gritting with like the snarl and the knife in her mouth will look really cool. Like she's ready to fight with every part of her body. You know, she's got auto pistol in one hand, halberd in the other, and teeth and knife in her teeth. And Region says, sounds very gritty. Throw some mud on her and she's right proper to hunt some monsters. Yeah, exactly. And Zine says, I really gotta thank you, Rosario Rivas Art, because I just pulled a girl last Friday, mainly because I've been reading Kaiva's Kane novels, and seeing his romance reignited my spirit. Hey, you're welcome. Happy to hear it. Love is in the air. Everywhere I look around. Here, let me see if I can figure out what I'm gonna do about the eyebrows. And Ragyo says, guess I should read those books. The two. Dang. I mean, you should. And he says, you really should, man. That doesn't scream ferocious enough. And he says you really should, man. It's really motivating, you know. Maybe you can, I guess, share with the rest of the chat which one's your favorite story so far. I'll do the eyebrows later. Alright, right now I'm looking for some references on kind of the face I want to go with. Because this face is not cutting it for me. Okay, Zine says, my favorite thing about him is that he is as much a coward and a bold man, cause sure, his inner monologue is him being terrified, but he is brave and quick on action. Yeah, that's great about him. It actually shows that being afraid, it does not necessarily need to, hamper you. And there's nothing wrong with being afraid. It's just don't let fear overtake you. And then Region says, wait, hold on, before he said that. He says, but people like to meme him. See, that's what he said. And then Region says, maybe I'll pick it up after I finish chewing through the Horus Heresy. That's a lot of chewing. Yes, it is. I don't envy you in the slightest. And Z says, dang, you on Horus Heresy novel. Which one, I might ask? And Region says, I finished my favorite one recently, Angron. But I then realized I missed a lot of books. So I'm like, in the 9th book, let me phrase it. So I'm in like the 9th book, have to look at my Amazon thing. How many books are in the Horus Heresy? Asked Zine, and then Regia says like 33 or something. Yeah, that's a lot of books. Okay, I think I have kind of found what I'm looking for the face. Okay, so we'll start again. Yeah. Fortunately, I can erase these lines. And then here we go. Rega says it's a whopping 64 monks. Z says, damn. Rega says, kill me now. And Z says, this hobby starting to feel like a full-time job. Yeah. Then Moriwari says, that might not be including novellas, short stories, and audio dramas. And then Ragyao says, I never include those, to be honest. Moriwari says, to be fair, it did take them like 20 years to write something. And then Ivan Bormata, first time chatter, says, how do I make hydraulic oil at home? I honestly have no idea. But welcome, welcome. I am Rosario Rivas, attaché to Lady Inquisitor Marcholme of the Order Hereticus, and welcome to Looking Cute and Drawing Inquisitorial Agents. I am currently drawing the next member of my kill team, which is my Deathworld Veteran Agent. And then Regan says you buy them from a store, put it in a new container, and pretend you did. Hey, that's one way to go about it, that's for sure. Yeah! Thank you, 7 Rose! Hey, Regan, nope, nobody else said anything. That was the last thing Regan said. So, back to drawing. And then Finijo saying, howdy, Rosa. How's it going? It's going good. Okay, will you complain? And then he says, what you drawing, Mechanicus fanboys? No, no, that's not what I'm drawing. I'm drawing the next member of my kill team, a Deathworld Veteran Agent. As a inquisitor, or as the member of an inquisitorial retinue, I am I'm a team member of several different members of the Imperium. And this is one of them. She is from a death world.
Domine Deus meus, amo te gracus sunt pro omnibusque.
He says, a veteran, fear the old in a profession where people die young. Exactly.
Novit, adiuam eut vicam addictionem, nodiam volulius substantiae servus esse. Solum modo tibi servire volo.
Ivan Bormata says, are we in a church? Yes, this is a holy place. A place that venerates the Omnisire. And Headphone Actor says, it's the 41st millennium. And Z says, I mean to die of old age in 40k is a successful life. Yes, it is. And Heflin Actor that says, everything is a church. Oh yeah, most definitely. Okay, I missed a few there. Z says, just remember, everyone in the 41st, if you don't come to church, the church will come to you. Yeah, that's for sure. That, what is it, that church, night? And Regis says, amen. Finally, we church people can get aggressive. And Frigga says, I don't know if it really cares you, but since you're a VTuber too, how are you feeling with the announcement the leader of the car carriage rods is graduating? We've actually discussed this already today on the stream. Pretty much my thoughts on that is that I hope that she does her own thing. I really do feel like a lot of these VTubers would probably be better off if they do their own thing and make their own content. So I really hope that Gargura and Mume will come back in their own guises, in their own characters, because their content was so well received that I'm pretty sure they would be able to make their money and without any intermediary, without any corporate sponsors. And with the money they've made so far, they could probably already build their first channels. Unlike me, who has to start from scratch. And Ophelia says, no business in this world, no matter how pretty it looks, really even cares about you, huh? No, it doesn't. And then Radion says, such is life, that is why you carve out your own way through. Exactly. And Z says, now that I think about it, kind of a shame that we can't see Rosario hand anymore. And then Regio says, yeah, true. I propose we riot. We need hand cam. Well, unfortunately, I can't do both a painting stream and that's just too much RAM being pulled by a computer. That's one or the other. And then Safina Gem saying, some recital is Gem. I changed my nickname because I didn't feel comfortable with my old identity as Gemus. Hey, welcome back. How you been? We're actually getting close to the end here. But hey, thank you for coming. But nice to see you. Hope you've had a good week. But don't worry, hey, Ragion, as soon as we're done with this drawing, we're going right back to hand cams. I already have the next mini I'll be painting ready to go. Okay, I'm already liking how this face is looking. I can already imagine a knife right there. Just imagine, just a knife hanging right there in her mouth. By the way, this is what she's looking like so far. I definitely gotta fix some of her proportions, but she is looking pretty good. But yeah, Safita Jim saying, I'm doing fine, just college stuff and drawing whatever I can. Hey, what have you been up to drawing? I think I saw some of the stuff you're drawing on Discord. Looking pretty good so far. And video says, curious, Rosa, are you active in the Reddit community of 40k? Not at all. I don't use Reddit. And video says, she looks like Jeff the Killer. I don't know who Jeff the Killer is. But I was kind of using Metaleona from Black Clover as a reference for the face. I needed to get a good, sort of very snarly face. And Region says, oh, she's biting the blade. Yes, she is. He says, then says thighs. Yep, she's got thighs. She is a very muscular character, again, because she is a Deathworld Veteran Agent. She needs to survive in the harsh lands of... now I forgot the name of the planet. Why do I forget things? Mahir, I think it was. Yes, Mahir. And then the Regional Chaos Hunter says, it's almost been 2 hours. Doesn't feel like it. To me, it feels like it because I feel like I, as an artist, should be a lot quicker on the draw. Literally. I've only done so far base sketch and some line work. And even then, the line work needs some more work. And Region then says, I was wondering how the knife would fit. And then Safira Gem says, oh, I like how her body looks. Thank you. Again, some things I need to tweak here and there. It still looks a little off. The feet are a little too big. Maybe the proportions of the leg isn't all that great. I think the upper body's looking pretty good. But yeah, still things I gotta fix here and there. And then Z says, don't worry guys, trust the process. Yes, we need to trust the process. And then Safira Jam says, I'm drawing my OC, Wiggy's OC, Maria, right now. Nice. I'm about to check that out. And then Fidio says, W, Rosa, for not using Reddit. Thank you. I don't like getting into any platforms that are just going to be full of people arguing. I don't want to argue. I just want to enjoy my hobby paint my minis, draw my characters, and have fun with you guys. I don't want to get into arguments. And then Region says, Z, no, I need my results now. My dopamine hit. I feel you there. I definitely feel like I still want this drawing to be done already. But I am definitely seeing progress. I am happier with how this is looking than I was last week. And Firiga says, but currently there, people started a big Space Wolf appreciation wave. It started with people arguing which Primarch was better, which, by the way, that would be Jagadai Khan, but that's neither here nor there. Lehman or Angon, and after some time, people are really siding with the wolf. Again, Jagadai Khan is the best Primarch. And then Region says, I mean, Angon is better hater. Is better. Haters gonna hate. Like I said, Jagadai Khan, best Primarch. But anyway, I think that's where we're gonna end it for today. We are out of time. But yeah, let's take a look at our drawing so far. I said there's some things I can fix. The feet are not looking all that great. Looking a little too long there, a little too big. I gotta make those a little smaller, and I gotta start working on the hands. But at least we got the face starting to appear there. It's looking pretty good so far. Maybe I gotta tweak a little bit of the musculature. Like, I feel like this, guess shoulder is a little too small compared to this other one. And then he says, I mean, Rosario, if you want to take a rest from drawing and paint more, you can, you know. Like I said, well, the way I do these streams is I will finish a project, then I'll move on to the next one. My hope is that one day I'll be doing simultaneous streams, that I'll be doing a drawing stream, I'll doing a painting stream, hopefully a 3D modeling stream, and a gaming stream. But again, that is future Rosario's worry. Right now, current Rosario can only do one stream at a time. So I'm perfectly fine with finishing this. Plus, I feel like I've already teased you guys with this character. So might as well finish her off, right? And then Frigio says, all I'm going to say is loyalty is its own reward. And then Chaos Hunter says, Khan, you're a gentleman of great taste. Yes, I love the Khan. I believe he's the most even-keeled, the wisest, and pretty much one of the better fighters. I don't know if he's the best fighter, but he's definitely really good. And Region put in a mini of Rogodorn. As Safira says, her left leg, left calf looks more sharp than it should be. Yeah, it does. That's why I still things I gotta fix here and there. And then he says, finish her off, huh? Yes, poor choice of words, but you know what I mean. Anyway, pretty much. We are done drawing for today, so I'm gonna go ahead and see who we can raid today. Alright, we have 2 people streaming today that I know. We're gonna go ahead and raid Zombie Pandemic. She is a wonderful streamer who focuses entirely on gaming. It looks like he's playing Monster Hunter right now, so it should be fun to watch. He's actually, I think, on a big boss. So let's go ahead and check her out. But before I do that, let's make sure to know that if you like what I do and would like to support, please consider subscribing to my Twitch channel or donate to my Ko-Fi at Rosario Rivas Art. Or if you miss an episode, please feel free to check out my YouTube channel, which is also at Rosario Rivas Art. And if you want to see my progress of all my miniatures and any drawings that I make, you can go to my Instagram channel, which is also at Rosario Rivas Art. So again, thank you Varlets for coming. I'm going to go ahead and start this raid here. I just clicked it, so if I start getting a little spastic, it's because my computer does not like me doing more than one thing at a time. So right now, the raid is happening. It should be starting soon. Here we go. Let me open this up here. Okay, I missed a few there. And, okay, I'll just say sorry if I screwed that up. Hey, no worries. Always a pleasure. And then Z says, well, good time it was. Happy to hear it. And Headphone says, thanks for drawing. Stream very comfy. Glad you enjoyed yourself. Fidia says, I think at this point, Fulgrim with 4 arms with a legendary weapon in each hand is probably the best fighter Primarch in the 41st millennium. Guess we shall have to see. And Safida says, it was good seeing you again, Rosario. I like talking with you. See you next time. Hey, I like talking with you too. I'll see you around. And hey, you can always hit me up on Discord. Z says, stay healthy, everyone. Yeah, for sure. Everybody's still healthy. And do not let Nurgle at you. And sorry for my late, Rosa, but it was fun. I'm glad you had a good time. And good night. We're gonna get started raiding now. So bye-bye, Varlets. I've been Rosario Nivas, and I'm signing out from the Grim Dark Future. Good night, Varlets.
Hello, my dear. How are you?